what you need to be able to renegotiate a contract. Not that we want to contract properties, knowing that we need to renegotiate. That would be unethical. It's not what we're looking to do, right? But the fact is that a lot of times sellers do lie. And so I want to show you guys a step-by-step 100% value of how you can very cost effectively negotiate with sellers. Great. Even if you're 100% remote, like we did a 90K price reduction, not something that's very common, but really the property condition of the house does not match what the seller told you when you acquired it. How can you actually get it?
For a limited time only, discover how you can get real estate investing deals done without any advertisement spend part-time, even if you have no experience. Plus, get access to all of the tools we use, so you can also make 6 figures per year regardless of experience level. Link is in the description below. Get it today and build your house buying machine with us.
And so, if you guys are kind of new to the group, I'm Joel, the host here. And so we help, real estate wholesalers, rehabbers, landlords, creative finance investors essentially start scale their house buying machines. And so with that said, just because we had this case study on a deal that we're closing next week, money, where the seller, it was actually an agent. So we had an agent reach out to us, and it turns out that he has a friend. And the house, he was thinking maybe it needed 40 to 50,000. Now the fact is that different people's rehab budget is going to be completely different than another person, right? I have cash buyers that hang their own doors, and I have, cash buyers that are engineers trying to flip houses from their desk while they're doing their 9 to 5. And so they're going to have to outsource everything. All that to say that everybody's rehab numbers are going to be different, right? A little bit different, but not 2 or 3 times different. So in our case, we contracted the property. We went in our due diligence period, kind of find out foundation is horrible, needs a wall barricade, plumbing is going to be, completely affected. So we went from a 40 to 50K estimated rehab budget to $125,000 rehab budget based on the property condition. And so in this live video, I want to show you some tools that you may be aware of, maybe not, but in case that you are, negotiating or having to renegotiate with a seller because of the property condition doesn't match, right? So let's go ahead and take a look here. So in case you haven't seen this, this is something new. I'm kind of refreshing some things in our program, and just to make it clear how we help other real estate investors kind of scale, right? Because although I'm mainly a virtual wholesale guy, we essentially focus on deal flow, just getting that house buying machine, that acquisition arm ready and going, right? And so this is overall our REI profits fast track and kind of what it looks like. And so really we're on phase 2 whenever we're negotiating with sellers. And at this point, we've already contracted the property. And because we've already contracted the property, we are in our due diligence period. Okay. And so with that said, when the property doesn't match the condition, you guys may be familiar with REI Automator or PropStream. I use REI Automator. It's essentially a white label. I'll drop a link here in case you want to try it out, get a free trial. But essentially, let's say you have a property and you are virtually, and you've sent your field asset managers, your buyers, you've had your people do their walkthrough. Now, one of the things that we focus on is getting our buyers to be our boots on the ground, right? Like we want our buyers to be boots on the ground. We don't really need a third person or whatever. And so ideally that person has walked through the property. That's a vetted cash buyer you have a relationship with. They're your fulfillment. You are the acquisition arm if you're virtual, or this could be yourself if you send an inspector. And if the property turns out to be that it's in completely different shape, what you can do, and you can even do this remotely, is in REI Automator, there's a rehab calculator. Okay. And that rehab calculator, you can estimate some projects in here. This one's kind of odd, just 1 bedroom, 1 bath. That's a little bit odd, but I want to show you guys and gals something. So when you do this, you can go ahead and get some costs involved here, because Blue Hammer does this, and they're able to, it was wanting some information here. That's odd. So let's say this one is 2041. So 200241. This is live. So just thought I'd come in and give you guys some quick value before the weekend. So this is a 4 bedroom, 3 bath, right? So 4 bedroom, 3 bath. click next, and it's just asking you some basic information here. And let's see if it goes through. So this is a cool tool because you're going to need essentially an amendment document to send to that seller, right? But we don't want to just send them an amendment by itself, right? We want to show that we've actually gotten and gone through the process of to the dollar, to the cent, figured out really like this is the cost. I know you mentioned you thought the condition was this, but it's really this, and this is the cost involved. And this is not guaranteeing that you're going to renegotiate $90,000 out of every property. And again, the intent is not to be deceitful, but when we essentially get played or get lied to, then that needs to be addressed, right? So in here, you can literally go ahead and start adding by section, different things that you want your rehab scope to represent in terms of costs. So you don't have to essentially count light fixtures or whatever, right? So I'm like adding a bathroom. And so right here, you already see based on, and I did it quickly, based on those estimations, it already added that, right? And there's a breakdown as to what that, what those details are, right? And so the cool thing is when you fill this out completely, you have essentially a broken down, very detailed, right, report that you can send along with your amendment. And what that does is, you're not guessing it, you're not winging it. Blue Hammer does look at cost, local area costs. Obviously, with everything that's been going on, maybe they're a little bit behind. But for example, you can see here that now, along with our amendment, we can go ahead and PDF this. So right now, there's an estimated total of 72,000 if we were to do this, hire it out. And you can say, well, Mr. and Ms. Seller, if you want to do it yourself, just based on cost of materials and stuff like that, this is what it would take. Obviously, I did it on a rush, right? But you can essentially use this tool that you probably already have props from our automator, and I'll leave the link here. And you send that along with your amendment. And what I want you to do is you want to go ahead and pre-frame the fact that, hey, this is the condition that we believe it was at. Looking at further, this is what the costs are coming out to be. We want to work with you, right? So here's the amendment. And, that can help you bunches, right? So let me know in the comments if that was useful. I just thought I'd share with you. This is the way that we were able to go ahead and get a $90,000 price drop, because essentially there was a lot of misinformation on the property condition, right? And I do want to say that, us independent investors, solo real estate investors, small shop investors, we're not the only ones doing this, guys and gals. I mean, I sell to Open Door, OfferPad, and so they also do that. They tell you, instead of kind of quote unquote giving you a low cash offer, they tell you, hey, here's your offer, but here's our convenience fee. And they put that up, and then when they do their walkthrough, they're like, oh, but yeah, these are all the repairs. So do not feel, I guess, maybe intimidated by the fact that you got to negotiate, right? If the condition of the home is not as described, and obviously we're a business and we disclose it, we're investors for profit. So I hope this was useful. Let me know in the comments if you want a copy of our nationwide amendment. Obviously, I'm not an attorney. You got to check your own legal advice. But if you need that amendment, if you don't have one, and if you need a link to our automator, I'll leave a link there. And I hope everybody is killing it, prepping for the weekend, getting deals. Let us know where you are from. What markets are you in? Let me know in the comments how we can best help you so that we can put out more content that best suits you. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.